we're sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your and I'm gonna beat Jaden on Love it. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
Our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
You know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know? And we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't.
Gervonta Tank Davis reacted furiously after learning Jake Paul had been sparring with Shakur Stevenson in preparation for their upcoming fight. Tank dismissed the move entirely, saying Jake could train however he wants, it won't matter when the bell rings. He vowed to expose Paul in the ring, warning that no amount of sparring or strategy can prepare him for what's coming. Davis emphasized that his power and precision will speak for themselves once the fight begins.
Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'ma show you and him. Bet.
It begs the question, Tank.
Boxing analysts have been quick to point out the irony in this matchup. While purists criticize Davis for accepting a fight with Jake Paul, others see it as a smart business and publicity move. Shakur Stevenson himself acknowledged the contradiction. He understands why traditional fans are frustrated but admitted he's willing to spar with Paul if it helps grow the sport and keep his own name circulating. This entire situation captures the ongoing tug-of-war in modern boxing between legacy, entertainment, and financial opportunity.
For fighting Jake Paul, but yet at the same time, he is going to fight Jake Paul. Now, what I find interesting is how people on one hand are going to criticize it, but on the other hand, try to take advantage of it for their own profit. So Shakur Stevenson, definitely for press purposes, definitely for publicity purposes, offers to get in the training camp and spar for Jake Paul. Spar Jake Paul for the Tank fight. Now, why would he be doing this? It's called copycat crap. Because the last big fight that took place, which was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, guess what happened? Jaron Ennis went and sparred Canelo Alvarez to help Canelo Alvarez prepare for Terrence Crawford. So, do I think that that is coincidental? No, I do not. I think that it is trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are trying to complain and say Gervonta Davis is not a real competitive fighter, that this is a sideshow, freak show fight, but yet you want your name associated with it and you want to participate in it for your own good gain. Let me assure you that when Terrence Crawford said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Jake Paul, that's not a serious fight, and then they said, well, would you fight Jake Paul for $200 million? And he said, I'd be fighting Jake.
Experts believe Gervonta Davis's recent career choices are being guided more by financial incentives than legacy. His decision to face Jake Paul has strengthened that perception. Many suggest that if fans want to see him fight elite contenders like Stevenson or Lamont Roach, promoters would have to offer Mayweather-level payouts similar to Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. At this stage, Tank appears more focused on securing major paydays than chasing traditional boxing glory.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another $40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing, you do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it, you want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money.
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back his disappointment after Tank chose Jake Paul over him. He called the move disrespectful to boxing, arguing that true fighters chase real competition, not crossover spectacles. Stevenson accused Davis of ducking and said the decision undermines the sport's credibility. His comments have added even more heat to the ongoing debate over whether Tank is prioritizing money over legacy.
What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he chooses that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
When confronted by fans about allegedly avoiding top-tier fighters, Davis fired back. He said he doesn't care about public opinion, insisting that fans are fickle and often turn on fighters after a single poor performance. Tank made it clear that his career is his own to manage. He's not here to please anyone or chase validation. His unapologetic tone reflects his growing defiance toward criticism and his commitment to staying in control of his decisions.
A lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White also weighed in, saying that no matter how much buzz Jake Paul generates, he will never be regarded as a legitimate boxing champion. White drew a sharp line between celebrity or exhibition bouts and true sanctioned championship fights. His remarks echo the widespread skepticism among purists who see Paul's boxing career as entertainment-driven rather than sport-driven, questioning the seriousness of this matchup.
That Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title.
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the f up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body. Because I thought that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Former UFC champion and analyst Daniel Cormier slammed the fight altogether, labeling it uninspired and unnecessary. Cormier argued that Davis doesn't need to take fights like this for money, and that this matchup fails to meet the competitive expectations of his career level. To him, the fight seems designed more to generate online attention than to uphold boxing's integrity or entertain serious fans.
I thought it was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him. Yes. He recognizes that he's too big for him.
I'm wondering how this even came about. It can't be that Gervonta Davis needs money. That can't be the reason why
he's been a world champion so recently. How can he be broke?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he doing this for money? And then why and how is even Jake Paul doing this when no one respects it? Like, I can't think of anybody that respects this.
But Jake Paul has been able to carve out and make his own lane in boxing, and I've never seen anything like it, bro. He literally, I mean, we don't know what weight class he fights in any situation. We just don't know. He kind of makes his own rules.
He makes his own rules.
And it seems like people are playing by those rules. I remember a couple weeks ago, the WBC and Jose Sulaiman was very upset that he wasn't going to be able to put the belt on the winner at Canelo versus Crawford. That's the thing that's happened since the beginning of the time. Those guys are very powerful in boxing. But with Zuffa boxing, it was almost like that power was getting stripped away. They were very disappointed. But how can you take those sanctioning organizations seriously when they are sanctioning this?
That's my point. That's my point. That's why I think that this whole thing that we have, this boxing and this MMA argument and Zuffa getting into boxing, our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I talked about this before. Like, I didn't know why they were fighting because, I mean, Gervonta Davis's last fight was at 136 pounds.
Commentator Showbiz the Adult took a different stance, predicting that despite the criticism, public curiosity will ensure massive viewership numbers. He noted that Tank's recent comments about potentially retiring have only fueled speculation about whether the fight will even take place. Meanwhile, Davis's ongoing online back-and-forth with Shakur Stevenson, particularly on X, has intensified the storyline, merging legitimate rivalry with social media drama.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we knew y'all were trying to knock each other's head off. And we don't know that because Mike Tyson did knock out Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Rock Logan Paul, that kept him standing. That shit, we getting tired of that shit, right? We need confidence. Are you guys going to try to knock each other's heads off? Jake Paul, when you swing at Tank, are you going to try to hit him and knock that little man over the top rope into the damn fifth aisle? Are you going to try to hit him and make his ass evaporate? Or Tank, are you going to show the world that Jake Paul should not be in the square circle with a real ball? Are you going to try to knock his ass out, sleep him, drop him like you did Ryan Garcia, stop him the way you did Mario Barrios, knock him out like you did Leo Santa Cruz? Are we going to get a viral knockout? Are y'all going to try to stop each other?
World champion Teofimo Lopez added his perspective, describing the fight as more of a spectacle than a genuine boxing contest. He urged fans to see it for what it is, entertainment, not a championship-defining bout. Lopez's view underscores how boxing's modern era increasingly blurs the line between sport and show business.
Great fight, great matchup. It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun, it makes it entertaining. That's what it's all about, you know. And may the best man win. It's an exhibition, regardless. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Yeah. We need to see you and Tank though. It has to happen.
What happened?
It has to happen. You and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's a celebrity champ. Ooh.
Former champion Tim Bradley offered a more compassionate take, reminding critics that fighters like Davis operate under tremendous physical and mental stress. He emphasized that the public often overlooks the toll of fame, scrutiny, and personal struggles outside the ring. Bradley argued that while criticism is fair, empathy is just as important. Understanding these pressures can lead to more balanced conversations about fighters' career choices.
I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know. And we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that. We don't do our research. You know, you gotta know about somebody's history. So, like, if you understand where Tank came from, if you understand his background, then you understand how he thinks and why he feels the way he feels. You know? You do. So, I mean, for instance, like, his parents, right? His parents were drug addicts, in and out of the system, in and out of jail. You know, he lived with his grandmother. You know, like, you gotta understand when he started boxing, why he started boxing. Understand that, you know, that what the influence that Calvin has had on his life, and how if their relationship isn't great, how that affects him. And this is not making any excuses, people. This isn't. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just giving you what I think, and I'm giving you the facts surrounding all of this. You know, I remember back in 2012, you know, I'm living right. I'm living civil. I'm taking care of my business. I feel like I'm doing everything right.
The debate continues over what Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis really means for boxing. It's a guaranteed blockbuster in terms of attention and revenue, but many say it damages the sport's competitive credibility. Paul's habit of facing opponents with significant size or skill differences creates intrigue but undermines tradition. While the fight promises record-breaking numbers, purists warn it risks turning boxing into a popularity contest rather than a competitive sport. Jake's strategy remains clear: maximize hype, monetize curiosity, and keep his career entertainment-driven. The long-term cost, however, could be the sport's reputation itself.
Why are you not fighting guys your own fucking size? Look at this, John. This is embarrassing. And not to mention, Georgia already said, no, you can't have this fight here. So they moved it somewhere else. Dave, do you know where they moved the fight? Can you look it up? This is embarrassing. Look, he actually put his hands on his knees and he was still the same height, maybe a little bit taller than Gervonta Davis. I mean, I'm all in on Gervonta. I want Gervonta to win this fight. I want him to hit. I mean, I'm not saying he can knock him out, but I think if he hits him to the body a couple times, John, he may be able to catch him. A lazy jab or something, you know, he might be able to pop him to the body and get him good. I'm hoping. Jake Paul down with a body shot.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez.
Could you imagine?
I would it'd be great.
That's a win right there.
It'd be.
During the official face-off, Tank looked visibly smaller than Jake Paul, a visual that some fans mocked online. However, analysts quickly dismissed size as a decisive factor, noting that Davis's speed, timing, and technical precision make him far more dangerous. They emphasized that appearances are deceiving. What really matters will be decided in the ring, not in promotional photos.
I think that the one thing that Jake Paul is really going to have to try to figure out in this fight is, how do I catch this little son of a bitch? Because he's fast. And, you know, Gervonta, I would, you know, I'm not telling Gervonta Davis to, you know, cut down and weight like he normally does. Just get in shape. Whatever you weigh, you weigh. Don't try to add weight. There's not enough time for you to add good weight that's not going to make you tighter or anything like that. So just come in at your normal, walk around, good weight. You've been training hard. Whatever it is, because they've said 195 is the max.
That wraps up today's coverage. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis as the hype surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul continues to grow.